There's something to be said about the low bar to entry when it comes to Etsy business and the amazing opportunities that exist with Amazon FBA. So you may be wondering, why did I title this video as I quit Etsy business and Amazon FBA? These two business models are amazing, so I'm not knocking them as business models. But I did find there was one thing that was missing that I believe if you add this simple tweak or pivot in your business, it will amplify and help your creative entrepreneurship to go that much faster. So I'm going to share that little pivot with you today. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Doreca Delbridge, and most of you know me as msdorylinda. I am an occupational psychologist from dorelinda.com. So today I want to share with you sort of an extension from what I shared previously. In my previous video, I shared with you what I did in my Etsy business, or what I wish I had avoided doing in my Etsy business. Today's video is a little bit of a continuation from that, as in I wish I had done a few things on my Etsy business that would have actually helped it progress a little bit faster, or maybe perform a little bit better. And I'm adding Amazon FBA because this is another model of business that I did previously back in I started 2017, 2018, and I kind of, put on pause in 2019. Now at the time, I didn't really know why I was putting on pause. I just didn't feel like I needed to order a second product at the time. Thankfully, I listened to that little intuition, given that 2020, we were hit with what we were hit, and the whole Amazon sphere changed quite a bit. So what I had realized with the time when I did both of these product businesses was that when you're working in platforms such as Etsy or Amazon, is that you're working on somebody else's platform, right? The customers that come to Etsy or come to Amazon are customers for Etsy or Amazon. When people buy something that is amazing on Etsy or Amazon, they don't say specifically the shop. Most of the time when people ask them, where did you get that thing? They would say, I bought it from Etsy or I bought it from Amazon, right? And the good thing about those is that when you're starting out, you don't really need to have your own traffic. You don't need to have built an audience to have, people to sell something to you. You only need to really know well how to do SEO and make sure you're ranking in search in both Etsy and Amazon to sell your product well. Or if you're utilizing their PPC, if you're utilizing their ads, is that you can show up on the first page, hopefully. But hopefully you've done it organically, you've done a good job so that you don't have to, flush the money down the toilet sometimes with ads when you haven't really optimized it well enough. So the thing is, when you are utilizing those platforms, you are using their traffic, you are using their rules to really be a brand. You are at their mercy. If at any time anything changes and it knocks you over, you really don't have much leverage. Over time, obviously, I know people who have built amazing following in different platforms that they can then continue to direct towards Etsy or Amazon. But the thing is, what I did find, the reason why in the end I realized I did things backwards, and I don't know if this is your experience, is that when you're starting out, they say Etsy is a really great, easy place to start, and it really is. But I do feel that it gets to a place where you really start to realize that you are in a very noisy marketplace and you are really struggling to differentiate yourself unless you have a really unique product, but you're really struggling to differentiate yourself from everybody else. And if it's just a comparison of price, which I know so many Etsy sellers are perhaps now experiencing, with Etsy not being what it used to be, because it used to be about uniqueness of handmade products, right? But we know right now it's really not that. There's a lot of manufactured products and so forth, and Etsy, even though within their own rules, this is not why they actually really started. It's not something that they are really tackling. They're not trying to remove people who are, selling manufactured products and so forth. They're not about that because they're making a lot of profit. And maybe for, consumers, they don't really care whether this is handmade, whether this is produced or manufactured, and they would buy it whichever way, right? So it starts to become a comparison of price. Your brand, especially if you have not really developed a really strong brand, there is no difference between you and the next shop, and it's just a comparison of, does this look the same? Yours handmade, another person maybe manufactured, right? Whatever is extra added bonus of your handmade product. So I'm not saying manufactured is bad, handmade is better. It's just better of quality, because it can be a manufactured product that has been manufactured very well. I mean, Apple products are not handmade, right? People buying and spending a whole lot of money on that. So my point being is, if that was the uniqueness of your product was handmade, it has to really stand out for it to make sense for people why they're buying more. And there will be people that are specifically looking for a handmade product for that to be a unique point. But my point being, it gets very noisy very quickly. And if you are not differentiated, if you are not different, you are just another seller in the platform like everybody else, unless the person is coming specifically for you. And on Amazon, it's the same. It's the comparison of price. Is it the added bonus? Maybe it solved a problem that another product did not, which, good Amazon sellers will do that. They will see that this well-performing product maybe has a little deficiency, that they will go and create something a little different that solves that particular problem, and they will come and they'll sell the original product because they have solved that little thing that was lacking in the other product. So when you look at that, it's still very much a comparison. And the reason why I realized what I did was backwards, and this is why I'm making this whole video to say why I quit them and why I transitioned to content creating here on YouTube, is because I realized the importance of building a brand. And I've heard a few other people who have not quit necessarily, but they had advanced to a place where they realized, goodness, you can only progress only so far and even perform really well on these platforms. But growing beyond that, you really need to have developed something different about you. So when people coming and when they ask, where did you get that product, they can actually say your name, you as the person, right? So your personal brand or your business brand, whichever way it can be, whichever one you have developed. I really believe as creatives, we can develop a personal brand of who we are, what we are about, right? And personal brand, I know people can feel like, well, is personal brand really about me? I don't really want it to be about me. I've heard a lot of creatives say, I don't really want to talk about myself. I just want to create the thing and I want people to buy the thing. Personal brand is really not necessarily about just you. So it's not about what you ate today, this morning, how Instagram, it can be full of that sort of thing. It's really more about what's unique about you that it can be of service to others. So you would find a little bit of that if you go back on my history of my videos here. I did share a little bit more about my personality as an INFP, right? So you see a lot of content about INFPs. And I do know that for me, the thing that has always come natural for me is to recognize uniqueness and magic about other people. To recognize that natural talent that I see in other people that sometimes they themselves miss, right? So I do find there's a lot of unique qualities to people that they don't recognize. So I have pointed that out a lot here on this channel on being an INFP, because it's something that a journey that I had gone through myself in discovering what's unique about me that can be of service to others. And in doing that, I wanted to highlight to other INFPs to see things that they may notice that they feel is maybe inferior, or is different, or is not great. They don't feel like that was always celebrated about them, can be actually a great service to other people. We are all here to serve other people. We are, as a collective, come together and form a whole. We all need each other, right? So our way of showing up, our brand, if you like, our personal brand, is really honing in that message. What have we earned the right to talk to people about? What have we learned over time? What have we gone through ourselves? Who was the previous us that we wish we had learned, right? That's who we're showing up to serve and to service, if you like, right? So that is really important when we are creating something, because people can connect more to who you are, what's your message, what's your worldview, what's your point of view, why this particular thing that you've created. It could be a service, could be a product, right? And I know the best way that I have ever found is video. And I know a lot of creatives and a lot of people know that, right? There's nothing like having face-to-face, even though I know I can't see you, you can see me, right? But over time, the thing that I've enjoyed the most is getting on Zoom and actually talk face-to-face with so many of you that I've met over this past year, that I have absolutely loved that connection. And that is something that we can all do to connect better, to create that connection. And when we're starting to create that, create content on YouTube, or for me, video is like the best way to connect to people. When we're creating video content and we can connect to people, we can see people's mannerism. We can see how they think they do, how their mind wanders. A lot of you have seen how that happens for me, and you can realize, she's no different to me, how my mind wanders, and I can create content and show up authentically in a way that genuinely connects to the people that we want to connect. You are not going to be seeing me lip singing to TikTok stuff. I mean, it's just not me. It's not how I authentically share. Now that I'm knocking people who do that, I don't even know why that's a thing. I'm lying. I don't know why that's a thing. Why is that now we can be grown-up people and have the need to lip sync to things that don't even make sense in the name of entertainment? I don't get it. I'm being honest. I don't get it. But if that's your thing, all the best, great for you. But I'm talking to maybe other people who go like, I can't create content if that's what it means. I have to do that. I don't want to be pointing and singing to things that don't make sense. Awesome. Show up in a way that creates connection, in a way that feels authentic and true for you. Because it's not about putting a persona, it's not about showing up a certain way, it's about showing up the true way and uniquely you, so that you can connect to other people. And I know that's a challenge for some people when they feel like they are so multi-passionate that they wouldn't know which way to connect. But truly, building a brand is no more than just a reputation that you have built over time. And that reputation is not fabricated. It's you. It's you just showing you up and serving the people that you're meant to serve. Does that make sense? Like this video if you're finding value in what I've shared so far. Because it goes a long way to give YouTube the signals that you're enjoying the content, so that they can show to more people like yourself, and hopefully encourage other people like yourself to show up more authentically and connecting and building a brand or building reputation online through video, that they can connect to people that they want to serve. And if you have clicked that like button, I appreciate you. I really do. So creating a personal brand is really key, because when we're doing that, what I've realized even now as I have created this YouTube channel, you will see that now I have you as my audience, having attention, people's attention. You are then able to channel that attention, channel that traffic to the thing that you have. If and when I do go back, I don't think I will ever really go back to Etsy. It's just not a platform that I admire or feel very excited about anymore. And even if I was going to manufacture anything, as in I would create my own brand of products, most likely it will be Amazon for me, because just, Amazon FBAs, they fulfill it. I just do the thing. And I heard somebody else, gosh, I forget her name. I think it's Renee from Cupcake Training. She was sharing the other day that there is a program where she's taken part in, where that you pay the money and they actually build the brand and everything else. Goodness, like seriously, if and when I go back to Amazon FBA, that will probably be the route that I go to, because it is hard. It is hard work. It's a lot of things. And now that I have my hands in so many different things, I believe that will probably be the route that I will go when I do go back to Amazon FBA. That is still a very attractive business model for me, but it's a lot of work. It's ridiculously hard for me. I found, maybe you guys are, sailing in that, but I do find that you have to monitor and learn a whole lot of things. At least I'm one of those people that if I dive in, I want to learn everything. I want to learn how PPC work. I want to learn how do I rank on first page. I'm going to be obsessing with analytics. I'll dive in crazy. But the thing is, when I do that, it will be so much easier for you all to know what I'm doing, for me to actually have products that serve you, right? Because now I have your attention, you are my audience, you are speaking to the things that mean something to you. I'm not selling a product to avoid and hope that it makes sense, right? You give me feedback all the time, even with workshops that I test out, right? Whenever I say, hey, I'm thinking of doing this thing, you all can give me feedback and say, we like that idea, or no, we're not. That doesn't make sense for us. Having an audience and having build a brand, having access to the people that you want to serve is the most powerful thing you can ever build, whatever business model that you are doing. And that's why for me, content creating on YouTube is the best way. And I wish more people would know that. Create the audience first. build that first. Make connections with people first. Whatever you end up then selling, it will make sense because you know who you are actually serving. You know, and you already have connection with the people that you're connecting to. Whether it becomes the service after that, or it becomes a product with Amazon FBA, it becomes, I don't know, Etsy that you're doing handmade product, whatever it may be, your customers are your customers. And yes, you can direct them to buy on Amazon, or you can direct them to your own website, because now you can command that traffic, you can command that attention. It makes a world of difference, and you will find that doors are opening for more connections. And not only that, that will also form part of your another arm of income, because YouTube, and I'm not just talking YouTube ads, I'm just saying even the fact that you have people's attention, people will want to have access to your audience. You will get the brands that want to work with you. You may or may not choose. I have chosen up to this point not to accept brand deals, right? In the future, I may accept brand deals. Up to this point, I've turned most of those down. But in the future, sure, if it makes sense for you, for what I'm offering you, rather than just flogging products right your way, I may take that up. So that's another avenue of income that could come your way on top of a product or service that you offer. So whatever product, this is the reason why I'm like, I quit them, not because they're not great business models, but I believe that I did the things backwards, forwards. I believe build your audience first. Then whatever product, service, a thing you end up doing, it becomes such an ease to do because you are not confused about your message. You're not confused about who you're serving. You're not confused about the problem you're trying to solve. It just becomes a little bit easier, a little bit clearer at least. Easier, I don't know. I mean, business is just hard. Let's just call it what it is, right? But it becomes a lot more clearer what it is that you do, and it becomes a lot easier to test out other business models that you may have in mind and growing yourself as a person and your overall business as a whole. I hope this made sense. I hope it's helpful just to give you, background of how my journey has been like, what my insights have been, and maybe I'll talk a little bit more about the insights of those businesses in the future in a video. If that interests you, let me know in the comment section below. But I do want to share a little bit more about how important it is to build a personal brand, because I do see that as the doorway, let's say, to a whole lot of other things that can be available for us on the other side. So if that interests you, let me know what your questions are about creating content, growing on YouTube, all that good stuff, and being a content creator, not necessarily for the content creator's sake, but for the opportunities that being a content creator and being on YouTube, creating content, connecting with other people, what sort of doors that can open for you. Let me know and share with me your experiences down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you have not subscribed, I don't know why not. Make sure you subscribe and share this content with, in communities that you frequent so other people can benefit from it as well. I'll make sure that I link up here more videos that can help you create more sustainably profitable business for you so that you can live life fully lived. And that is what I'm always advocating for. So as we always say on this channel, focus on being than doing. And I'll see you in the next video.